here is the 2-year update that I feel like a lot of you've been waiting for. It has been 2 years since that video where we bought a caravan. It's been more than 2 years. So we bought it in March 2020 and it is end of August 2023 currently.
2.5.
2.5 years, but 2 years sounded better for the title. We're going to chat through. I feel like this is definitely going to be like a lead on from that last one, as you can probably tell from the title. So if you haven't watched that one, go watch that one, because I'm going to just lead on from that and talk about why we didn't do certain things we said we were going to do, what we've done differently. I'm going to talk about some problem guests, things like that. So go watch that one, come back, and then this will make more sense. Right, you know the deals. It's a holiday let. Been running for 2.5 years now. I made a list of things that we said we were going to do in that video, and I also thought we could just chat through how it's been. I think the thing to start with that I most noted down is where it's listed and how they've been, because we originally just said Airbnb. We are on Airbnb, Vrbo, Booking.com, and we have been on Caravan for Hire. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Oh, and we are on, what's that green?
Hip
Camp as well. This is kind of going to be, it's different across years. So we weren't on Booking.com until, I don't think we've been on for a year yet.
Earlier this year.
So we weren't on Booking.com because we got rejected for an application when we first made our listing on Booking.com.
Yeah.
What did it say? Not appropriate or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
So we were like, fine, well, we'll just not list. Didn't really do anything of it. So we had the majority of our bookings from Airbnb. We had a few from Vrbo. I'd probably say it was maybe like 90-10 split.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more in that first year. We had a good amount coming from both. We had an occupancy rate of roughly 30% in the first year, and then we had a occupancy rate of about 25 in year 2. And this year we are on an occupancy rate of about 45% because we've had 2-month stays, which has been, but that doesn't mean that we are raking it in. Should we go through like profits as well, because people ask, so we may as well just say it. So sorry, I'll let you go. Before
that, what we set up is on all platforms really we have a weekly discount of 10% and a monthly discount of 20%.
Monthly's more.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
We also have early birds last minute on it as well.
For about 10%.
Yeah, and then Booking.com has Genius, which gives you an extra 10%, and then they also have non-refundable rates. Actually, I'll talk about where we're getting with bookings first, because we'll talk about the profits. So basically, when do you reckon Airbnb stopped? Last year, Christmas time. We had no bookings from Airbnb. That's a lie, actually. We had a few. We had like 3 left, and we were like, what's going on? So we were panicking. We're like, right, well, we'll try Booking.com again. Got accepted fine. Absolutely no problems. Yeah. And now for year 3, all of our bookings have been for Booking.com. For this, like, what's it called? Calendar year.
Yeah, they did. All
been Booking.com.
Yeah.
We have 1 Airbnb booking, but that is because we asked somebody to go on Airbnb because we prefer Airbnb. Yeah. Airbnb has completely died. It has dropped off the earth. No one wants to use it anymore, which I kind of understand, but there's not even like dregs anymore. We've had no interest, not even bookings. We've had no interest since Christmas on Booking.com. And Vrbo on Airbnb, sorry. And Vrbo also dropped off because we had a guest. I'm going to go on a problem guest that we've had, but we had a guest who couldn't get into the van because they had the wrong passcode key, and instead of ringing us straight away being like, this code isn't working, they sat for 3 hours and waited to try and get in, then rang us after 3 hours being like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Why is this happening? And we were like, we don't know. I think it's just a glitch with Vrbo because there was an old code on there. And then
we gave them the code, I got in straight away.
She was fine. And then she put a review up being like, do not book this place on Vrbo. It is rubbish. Vrbo is no help whatsoever. After that, we've had no bookings on Vrbo, and there's nothing we can do because reviews are reviews and we can't take them down. So literally year 3 and this calendar year, all Booking.com. So that leads us on to profit. So do you want to go through? I've got it in my head, but I just feel like I've talked a lot.
You go through it because I don't know it.
Okay, so year 1, we technically made a profit of about 1.5k, I think it was. But if you include our initial investment, not including the loan for the van, just in terms of buying the stuff, which I'll leave.
Furniture.
Which I'll leave the video above, because we literally did a video like showing everything that we bought. Not including that, we didn't make a profit. We made about break even, or I think we made like maybe like 50 quid profit.
Yeah.
Year 2, we made a loss of about £1,000.
No, it was less than that.
Okay, I don't know. Well, from 0 to 1k, we lost that.
Yeah.
Then this year we are on a current projected loss of 3k. Basically, we have realised that Booking.com has been giving everybody a discount without telling us. They accepted us into the Genius Partner Programme without telling us that we've been accepted in the Genius Partner Programme. Yeah. So everybody's been getting a discount.
So even without any like early bird discounts or anything like that, or monthly bookings or anything like that, we're losing like 35 to 40% of our revenue from nightly stays, just because of Booking.com's included rates.
They've also been changing the nightly stay cost without us knowing and things like that, and we haven't been charging enough. But this is a whole other conversation. I think I might save for another video, but very, very briefly, we don't want to put the price up. We don't want to, because it makes this a really, really luxury, because we are expensive anyway. This makes this a really, really luxury stay, and I don't want people to have that barrier to go on holiday. Like, we are very kind of left-wing politically, and we believe that everybody should be able to afford to have holiday, like have somewhere to live kind of thing. So we do not want to put the price up, but if we don't, we are losing a lot of money. So this year, I think it might even be close to 50% occupancy. I'm sure the last time I did it was 49%.
Right, okay.
And we are still projected to make a 3.5k loss. And it's just like... But that is all down to the site fees. If we didn't have site fees, we'd be making good profit. Yeah. The first year we would have been not rolling it because we've got loans to pay, but we would have made a really good profit.
Yeah, but I mean that first year we didn't pay site fees though, because we got
that's a good
until
point.
February the next year we did, because when you buy a new van on,
oh my god, that's a really good point.
Yeah, when you buy a new van on the site, you often, but we've pretty much seen it
every year,
advertised every year, where you get your first year site fees free,
or like if they're close to the end, they'll be like the next annual year site fees. But we did have to pay it early.
Yeah.
Because you have to pay site fees like 6 months before the actual year. So even though the first year was free, we still have to fork out money for the next, it's very annoying. But the site fees are the thing that's messing it all up, essentially. We didn't go for a hot tub. I'll let you talk about why. Also, I don't think we had the deck in. We didn't have the deck when we did this video. So I'm going to put some videos up of the decking and how it looks outside. It is absolutely beautiful. We 100% picked the right plot. 100%, because when we did that video it was March, so this wasn't all out.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. We've had so many deer come out front. It is the best plot. We didn't get the decking that we wanted. We wanted the decking to go way further out than it actually was. But, right, it's a really complicated conversation, but basically the sales guy, he's a lovely, lovely person, but he is very ageist and very much was worried about our finances and wouldn't let us do things because he thought we were taking on too much debt, even though he has no idea what type of financial situation that we are in. So he wouldn't allow us to get decking that we wanted. He said it was due to the plot, but that's rubbish. He said we were on too much of an incline to go further out, but it's rubbish because the majority of the park have way bigger of an incline, like so much more of an incline than us, and have decking going all the way out. So we have the decking, we didn't go for a hot tub.
Yeah, I think main reasons were cost of buying the hot tub initially. I think you're looking about $5,000 to get a hot tub fitted.
And we wanted a sunken one.
Yeah, so we'd have to get it fitted into the decking. So it was the type of thing where it had to be done at the same time. And I just don't think we were ready to make that kind of go ahead and do it kind of thing.
I don't think that was the main reason.
What do you think's the reason?
The cost annually.
Yeah, main reason really is the annual running cost.
It's so wild.
You've got to effectively
how much hot tubs cost
for kind of safety and cleanliness reasons. You've got to kind of empty flush the entire hot tub out and refill it every stay. Which means, I mean, this past kind of few weeks for us, we've been having 3 changeovers a week. So that means we have, 3 times a week we'll have to flush the tub, refill it with water.
And that's not even thinking about water costs, because obviously you've got to pay for your water. It would have made the expenditure astronomical for this. We would have had to have been paid. We would have had to have charged at least double, I think, for how much you have to do it. And obviously you've got to pay for the chemicals. You've got to pay for somebody to come around and maintain it, and it just wasn't worth it. I do think we would have more bookings if we had a hot tub. I think because we are quite good, like we do get quite good bookings. I think we'd be fully booked months in advance if we had a hot tub. Yeah. But I don't think we could have gotten away charging what we would have had to have charged if we had a hot tub. Yeah. We also didn't get a barbecue because the site says that they are banned. It says that they're not allowed. But if you drive around the site, there's a few. But we are sticking to the rules. And
I can see one.
Can you?
That blue thing there.
Obviously, there are people who live here on site and people who don't use them as holiday lets, and it might be like that they're letting them people just get away with it. But we didn't want to risk it because obviously if anything happens with the barbecue, our decking can burn down. So we didn't go for a barbecue. We also have had a few arguments with the park in terms of doing what we want with the decking, because the park very much see it as this is their place. Even though we own this caravan outright, it is 100% ours. They see it as this is their park and they are choosing what to do. So we wanted to do a big wraparound wooden structure with a pergola over the seating area. We are not allowed to do that because they have decided that they are having no more wood. And it's not that no one on site has wood, it's that no more wood is happening. So we weren't allowed to do it. The only thing that we're allowed to do is a 3-foot high plastic fence thing, because they also say that they have to be able to see on the decking. So if there is complaints that the warden can see onto the decking, which I think you can see through wood, you can shout through wood. But anyway, we haven't been allowed to do what we want out there, and that's not because of us, that's because of the park. Just something to think about. We haven't stayed over, because in the first one we said we were going to make the most of it as well. We stayed here twice.
A couple times, yeah.
Once just us, and then once with friends, and that was just for one night. It's basically just been too busy. We've had a really good occupancy rate, and for the whole of February it's closed, so that takes a full calendar month out of the picture.
And I think just the months where it's quieter, so like your kind of Januaries, your kind of Novembers, we just haven't, we just haven't prioritised.
Yeah, we see it as if we come up, we have to clean beforehand, clean afterwards. So it's not just like you come up to stay, it's like you come up and do 2 cleans to stay. Yeah. So we just haven't. I think if you aren't subscribed, I've been very, very open about this, there's a chance that we might be selling up soon. Well, we don't want to, but there's a chance that we are. So I think now we're going to try and prioritise coming up here if we can. If we have gaps in like before we sell, I think we'll prioritise coming up and staying here. Guests, how guests have been. So in terms of our demographic, we've actually we thought it was probably going to be the majority families. We've maybe had like a 60-40 split of families and couples, which has been really, really nice. Yeah. We've loved having couples here. It makes the cleans easier. Yeah. So
for the first year, we didn't know it slept 6.
Oh my god, yeah.
So this settee beside us is actually a pull-out sofa.
And we had no idea. We didn't get told that at all.
No. So we only accepted 4 guests up until probably the end of that first 12 months, and then I think I'd pulled it apart to like hoover it and clean it, and I was like, hang on, this moves, this pulls out.
So then we started accepting 6.
Yeah. So we've only had maybe
15, 10?
About 10, yeah, 10 maybe stays that have been 6 people or more than 4 people. The majority of them are 2 to 4 people stayed.
Yeah. And pets.
And pets, yeah. Usually if it's 4, it's usually with kids, but sometimes not.
Sometimes I heard sometimes it's been 2 couples. We've had only a handful of problem people. Yeah. People tend to be quite tidy. There have been a few that haven't left it in a very nice state, but it's never been trashed, which is delightful. I want to say like 10% leave it a bit dirty.
Yeah.
And we've only had 1 clogged toilet in the entire 2.5 years, which I am thrilled with, because I thought that was going to be something that we were faced with loads. Yeah. But it literally happened 2-3 weeks ago where somebody left the toilet full.
And we put in our rules because we don't implied, but we put it in the welcome pack to suggest that people strip down the beds and things like that when they leave.
Yeah, they don't have to though.
But they don't have to. But I mean, the majority do. The majority do like strip it out and get it ready and
But we don't begrudge people if they don't do it and stuff. But it's, yeah, a lot of people are really nice with it.
Just makes it easier.
Do you want to go through the problem guests that we've had? So I wanted the main one, the main problem guest, and this is not to be like these are the people who've been shit. This is more of like these are the type of problems that you might encounter if you're thinking about doing this. This isn't to complain about them because it doesn't matter, we've done them. But we had one who, so on the listing, do you know who I'm talking about? On the listing, right, there are pictures of this all over the listing. There are the description, and you'll know what I'm going to say once I say this. The description says caravan everywhere. Everywhere. And this family turned up, went to reception and was like, what is this? And then reception were like, where are you looking for? And then they brought them down here, didn't they? And then they just kicked off with us being like, this is disgusting, why is this not listed that it's a caravan, this is nowhere does it say that there's a caravan. We replied, we were like, mate, and we copied and pasted it and we were like, here's where it says caravan about 4 times.
So they just weren't happy about it.
We are not staying here, we've had to book a hotel.
They were in maybe an hour and a half, we think,
and we talked to reception and they said they weren't happy.
They weren't happy and they left and went to a hotel. And then we got a bad review. Well,
they said they wanted all their money back, and we were like, no, it's not our fault you didn't read the listing. And then they left a review saying that the caravan site was a dive, it was disgusting, and this was the worst caravan on the site. It was just like, no, it's not. Like, I'm not judging other people's caravans, but there are caravans on this site that look about 15-year-old. Yeah. We have a very nice caravan with very nice decking.
We went to Airbnb and said,
it was so bad. We were on holiday.
We went to Airbnb and said, look, we want this review taken down because they didn't stay. They didn't read the listing, obviously. And Airbnb just kind of said,
no, we're really sorry, but no. Like, the agent themselves was like, I completely get it, but we can't remove the review. So that's just on there. We had that woman who was not happy and left that bad review on Verbo, and now we've had no stays on Verbo.
I think that's kind of stopped the stays on Verbo.
Yeah, 100%. It's down. We had the first booking from booking.com, because booking.com doesn't verify identity, which is the main reason that we don't like it. Somebody booked it for their kids, and it was like one 18-year-old and the rest were 17, so they were fine staying here, but then they left drugs.
You already mentioned drugs on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as I don't, like, say what it is. Yeah. But yeah, they left drugs and then we had to deal with that. So they're probably the main problem guests we've had.
Yeah.
They're the ones that stick out in my mind. We haven't had, like I say, that's great for 2.5 years. Yeah. But they're the main problems.
We've had some really odd reviews. So like on most of the platforms you can leave a review, but also like leave like a star rating, or like booking.com does like an out of 10 rating for different things. We've had some strange ones where they've said, you know, they've messaged, they went, we had an amazing time, a lovely time, they left a really good review, and then they've given us like a 7 out of 10. It's like
6. Yeah. Wear and tear after 2 years. Carpet. Really sad.
Spills and drips and drops.
And the worst bit about the carpet is the stains all over it. It's not like disgusting, but the stains all over it. Not one person has messaged and be like, I've spilt something on the carpet, I'm really sorry, like, let me know if I need to do anything.
I think there has been one, because I think they asked about carpet cleaner.
Did they?
Yeah, I think so. But
I don't think that was them though. All the ones that we know came from nowhere.
The beds are a little bit, the master bed, one of the struts snapped. And it's a bit wonky anyway, the fitting of it.
Yeah.
But it's the type of thing where it's not something we can just easily fix. It's like the way the bed's been fitted into the room.
Glasses. People smash glasses all the time. And that's not me being like, people are smashing their glasses, because obviously that's going to come with a holiday let. But people will just not tell you. We'll just come and we'll be like, where's the glass gone?
The worst ones are when people replace them but not with the same glass. Like they'll just buy... Like we had like nice gin glasses.
They were beautiful.
And then somebody just bought like a gin glass that was like a different size like completely different. Just did tower.
Yeah.
We've only had
linens. Linens are the other thing.
Yes. another conversation.
That's another conversation. The place that we use that wash them aren't good, but in terms of people, just wear and tear. Yeah. We thought it was going to be pets that were the main problem, but we've only had one set ruined by a pet. The rest are like this fake tan or juice or bleach or something like that. One other thing that I've listed is we don't take direct bookings. Yeah. That we said we were going to do. That's just down to insurance.
We did once or twice.
Yeah. Airbnb's, like, what's it called?
Air cover.
Air cover is actually really, really good. And I know they just plug air cover anyway. And it was like, yeah, we've got air cover. And it just seems like something where it's just like, why are you advertising that? It's actually really, really good.
I mean, like those guests that turned up and didn't know it was a car or didn't remember it was a caravan, they probably got their money back because it probably was covered by their air care.
But also, if anything got damaged, we don't feel like it would be that much of a faff to get the money back from them. I mean, people are a bit iffy with how, because we're in like Airbnb groups and stuff, people very 50-50 on how they found Airbnb with it. You've got to have very good evidence to show.
We did once, didn't we? For the cover, like with the first big carpet spill.
Did we?
Yeah, we took photos and uploaded Airbnb, and then the guests sent us the
money. Did they? Whereas we don't know booking.com yet.
Yeah. So far doesn't seem well, since they just blocked us for like a year. Yeah,
their customer service isn't very good.
Yeah.
But the reason we don't take direct is just because we feel confident having a third party to mitigate between like us two parties if something goes wrong.
Obviously we have insurance because we need it.
Yeah.
It's more just like if it burns down in a fire, that kind of thing, insurance, whereas we just can't. We just don't have like.
Yeah, and Jack's a bit of a people pleaser, so if anything went wrong, and we just had to deal with it ourselves, I think would not be as assertive as those sites would be. Okay, I'm going to do a quick tour because I don't think we've done a tour like since that video, and we didn't have everything in. So we're going to show you around really quickly. We are in the middle, like we are about to do a clean, so there's stuff out that shouldn't be out and it doesn't look exactly the way we want it, but we're losing the light. We've came up after Jack's finished work, so I'm sorry that it doesn't look like, but it normally looks. If the light's still here, once we've done the clean, I'll put some more clips in, but we're at the front door. This is it with all of the stuff in. So obviously if you've watched that video, you'll have seen like all the built-ins, but we bought the toaster, the Nespresso machine, and we've got like the kettle, the milk frother, things like that, and then we've got loads of stuff like in there. It was all copper to match with the copper on the cabinets. This is what Jack meant by like different glasses, so I think, which one was ours? Jack, they've broke another glass.
Great.
But I think that one was ours and that one's not ours. Then this is the living room. We didn't really add much. We added some candles and fake plants. Oh yeah, the TV. Hello. Someone actually stole one of our fake plants. That's one thing that we didn't mention.
Yeah.
Then we've got board games under there. This is out front, and I know I'll have shown you, but I will take any opportunity I can to show outside because I absolutely love it.
Garden furniture.
Yeah, beautiful garden furniture. I'm not getting the pillows, the cushions out though. Little bits here and there, and the remotes for the TV and the fireplace. Then going through, spare room. Then we've got the throws that we use up there, and then we bought some children's cushions if we have children staying. The bathroom is the worst because it's got all of the stuff. So these guests have delightfully stripped the beds and put the towels in the washing basket. We've just got little bits of decoration up and a diffuser, and then that's really it. Bath mat. Then the bedroom, and those are the little how do you say that word? Decoration pieces that we bought for the bed. Then we bought the adjustable lamps to go with it. Just again, little decoration pieces with fake candles because obviously we don't want open flames. And then this is the bathroom. We are pretty happy with how everything is. The only thing that we would change is the decking, but like I say, we're not allowed to do anything with it. So that's kind of it really. If I've got any clips from when we leave later, I'll put them in now.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess
in terms of selling, we don't know where we're at yet. We don't have the money to keep it afloat, is essentially the situation, isn't it?
We've got a bill in December for 4.5, nearly 5 grand for the site fees.
And that's what runs us in.
We don't have that in the bank now.
And we're right smack bang in the middle of busy season.
Yeah, we have probably 4, 5, maybe 6 bookings left for the rest of the year to get us to that point. I'm not confident we will. The process in which we would have to sell it is we'd either do it privately, which sounds like just a massive pain, like Facebook Marketplace, hosting it on sites, trying to sell it, or sell it through the park. They take a 10% commission. What they'll likely do is ask us what our settlement figure is for our loan and give us that exact amount.
Or less, because Steve said we were going to get less last time we asked.
So the likelihood is that we'll either walk away with nothing or
debt.
Well, not debt, or we'd have to keep on paying a lot of the loan off.
Debt.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't know.
Yeah.
That's the short answer. It's not a profitable business. We've never took money out of the business because there's been no money to take out of the business.
If anything, we'll put more money in.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, because year 2 we absorbed the profit from year 1. Watch this space. Obviously, we hope things are going to get better. We've put the prices up, so hopefully, it'll get us there.
We think it's just been bad timing over the time we've done it. You know, we thought at the end of COVID, or when we could open after COVID, would be a good time when everyone wants to go and staycations more. That kind of happened a little bit, but then people could go on holiday, so it went quiet again.
And then cost of living crisis.
Cost of living crisis. It's only really now started to pick up again. We've had a quite busy summer, but as Sarah said,
less long stays
less
as well.
long stays.
Which means the expenditure's more because we have to do the cleans more.
As Sarah says, we haven't been charging enough.
No, that's the main thing.
Yeah. So I think it's just not been the best few years to do it, but there's no way we would have known that. You know, when we started, we thought it was going to be a really good time to do it if there was any time to do it. Everybody did. We just couldn't see cost of living crisis kicking in, everything else that impacts, you know, people's finances and stuff like that as well.
It's mainly the cost of living crisis, and it's us not wanting to charge more because we don't want to have to charge a huge amount for it.
And it's the type of thing that even if we put our prices up now, it's not going to save us.
It's not going to help us.
It's not going to save us at this point, we don't think.
But hopefully, I mean, in my mind, it's like maybe if we get enough bookings next year, it can cancel out like what it did the year 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think we'll have to put our prices up to like nearly £200 a night. Yeah.
I mean, the site fees are site fees, and we'd have to pay that anyway for being in a park. Everybody does. They're all about the same, depending on obviously the quality of the park. I wouldn't say ours are fair, but I'd say ours are probably market standard for the type of park we're on. If we didn't have the loan, so if we bought this outright, you know, we spent 50 grand when we started and just bought it outright and it was ours, we'd probably be fine, because then we don't have that outgoing loan repayment. It's just all these
But
factors.
I mean, it's still the same investment though, isn't it? If you look at it that way.
It is, but there's less pressure. You know, we'd have a longer period of time to build up again. Yeah. We'd be able to absorb these few years where it's quiet and we're not making that much money. If, as you say, next year it picks up and the year after that, hopefully it will. But
that is where we are at. If you have any questions, please let me know. I've done a Q&A, I've done quite a few videos, so if this is the first video that you are seeing, please check out the playlist of Hedge Hope, because I answer a lot of questions in there, and I do get a few comments like on old videos being like, what's this? And then that's literally a Q&A question that I've done in the Q&A, so have a look in that playlist. But if I haven't answered anywhere, please feel free to comment it down below. I have a Google form link that allows you to ask anonymous questions in my description box, just if you don't want to do it with your name attached. But that is going to be it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please make sure to leave the video a like, as it really helps support the channel, and maybe other people can see Hedge Hope and maybe people will want to book. It's a lovely place to stay. We absolutely adore it. If you do want to book through this video, we will give you a discount. So please book through Airbnb. But even if you don't do that, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you in another video.
Bye.
Bye.